Okay, welcome back. Just as a quick recap of what we did in the prior video, we added a navigation mesh so that our AI would understand where it can or cannot move in the level. We created an AI. We added an AI controller to control an AI pawn. We added some perception to the controller, and then when we update that perception, happens to be sight, when the player gets within a certain radius, then we give chase forever. And what I want to do in this video is, I don't want you to hate me, but we're going to do a very simple thing, which is we want the AI to turn to face the player and to give chase. And we also I want the option to stop chasing the player at some point as well, because I think that's just too, that mechanic itself is just too rigid. And so as you're playtesting things, I want you to all have the option to be able to say, hey, at this point, we give up the chase. It's not going to happen forever. So let's just go ahead and play this and see where we're at. I think we've got a hidden guy here. Yeah, and then boom, he just chases us. And it looks kind of strange, right? So like his nose is, yeah, just, yeah, got it. It's not good. It's already not giving us a lot of options. So if we open up our pawn and we take a look at this floating pawn movement, the first thing I normally check before I jump into blueprints is I'll try to see, like, is there certain capabilities that come along for the ride. In this case, the navigation capabilities that would help us like orient this pawn to face the player. And I don't see anything here. So I might say, well, that's not cool. What about our chase controller? Give chase forever, rotate. I added this rotate to face the player before I started the video. We could just drag off here and just type like rotate, nothing. Of course, we're going to get nothing there. Many times, if you remember, when we're in our player controller, we can get the player character, but since we're not using the player controller for this, we could say get control pawn, and that would get whatever pawn the AI controller is controlling, which is our bad dude in this particular case. And then drag off that, and then type rotation maybe. Rotate, and then just take a look at what we see. Get rotation, set rotation, set actor rotation. Yeah, I mean, here, this would be very fast just to see what this looks like. Let's first set the rotation, and then we move to the actor. And I'm actually going to give a little bit of a delay here. I don't know if we've seen the delay node yet, but this is within flow control, so you can pretty much say delay for some amount of time. Let's do 1 second, and then after 1 second, we execute this move to node. And then let's tab that over. So rather than do anything programmatically, because I'm not sure this is even going to work, and I have a much better way for you, and that was the don't hate me hint earlier. So we want to face 90 degrees. So in this particular little scenario, we're on perception update, we're going to snap this 90 degrees, and then we're going to wait 1 second, we're going to start going after the player. And I just want to see what that looks like. So, okay, let's add Z90. All right, and compile that, go back in here and play. So what do we expect to happen when it sees the player? Yeah, and then it chases us, and it still looks weird. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still even kind of strange. So I automatically kind of don't feel like, and I'm lazy. I don't actually want to do any of the work to say programmatically looking at how we set this rotation. Because we could quite easily do that. There's a node, I think, that's like, find lookout rotation or something that comes off of an actor somewhere. If we take context sensitive off, I can probably look at rotation. Yeah, so there's this function to find a look at rotation, then you just give it 2 vectors, right? And in this case, the target could be whatever this thing sees. We could do like find, get location here, get location, get actor location, right? And that would be the target. That's the thing that it finds here. And then the pawn, controlled pawn, we could get its location. Get actor location, those are the starts. I know I said I wasn't gonna do this, I just did it. Okay, so in general, you'd be able to tell if I don't like something when I don't bother cleaning up the blueprint nodes here, like just kind of nasty lines going everywhere, and you're like, what does that do? Don't worry, because I'm just trying something. So what this should then do is it should look directly at us when it sees us. Yeah, see? So it's not 90 degrees and then goes after us. It still looks a little janky, like, yeah, not good. But it'll lose perception if I can get out of its view, and it'll look back towards me again. There, yeah, it did it a little bit. But so this is one of these like black holes that I don't want you guys to fall down. It's like immediately committing to trying to solve this problem. And the problem is really the perception is not being updated all the time. So, you know, then you may feel like, well, let's just go in here and like do something off the tick event, right? So we can just consistently check these values and then always be rotating. And that'll look good and it'll probably work well, but we don't need to do that. Instead, I'm actually going to take all this stuff away and keep it really simple. I'll delete these just to make it clean. So let's keep it super easy, super simple. We really just have like 2 nodes here. I am going to take our bad dude and I'm going to remove him from the world. And I'm also going to delete him from our life here. In this case, you can force delete. That's fine. Okay. Sorry about that. You're like, why did I just make this thing? Well, this is going to be pretty simple. What I want us to do is create a new blueprint, and this is going to be a character blueprint. So this ability to walk around is actually pretty crucial when you want to do stuff like constantly be looking at or have an AI constantly look in a particular direction or towards something that's moving, or there's just a lot more fun features that come along with character, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a human controlled one, right? So in this case, we call it BP underscore baddest dude, just in the spirit of the one that we lost there. We'll give him a different name. And there's other stuff that's going to be super cool later on when we handle things like animations and really start taking the programmer art out of the game and putting our own stuff in. So baddest dude, let's open that. So we need to do a quick amount of work here, just because we want to. I kind of liked the little sphere that we had. So in this case, we're going to add a static mesh. Or can we just add a sphere? We can just add a sphere. Let's just do that. So we add a sphere here. Let's take this capsule component, and we want it to, this is just going to look strange, so we kind of want to get it as close to the shape of our sphere as we can, or our sphere as close to shape as the capsule component as we can. So I'm thinking it's like half height, maybe 60, and then capsule radius 60 should get us kind of spherical. Oh, nice. Maybe 58. And then 50, oh, sorry, you need to do it in the other direction. 58, and then 58. Okay, final 52, 52. Excellent. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's fine. We already have a character movement component. And what I specifically want in the character movement component is there's a lot more stuff in here. So, what do I want that's interesting to me? Use controller, orient rotation to movement. That's it. Orient rotation movement. That's exactly what I think I want. So it already has this function here underneath rotation settings to orient the rotation of the character to the direction that they're moving. So this means that no blueprints, I think. So we did this. That's really all I think we have to do. Because now, and we also get this fun thing when we drag and drop it, the collider is gonna basically say, boom, I'm gonna go up here and collide with the ground automatically, so we don't have to worry about placing any of those things. And since all the logic is in our AI chase controller, we didn't really waste that much time. Oh, one thing I'd like to do is this has this arrow component, but we can't see it when we play. So I'm gonna add a cube, similar to what we did last time. And I'm just going to set its scale to 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. And then drag it out here, positive X, just a little bit. There you go. Okay. Excellent. And then I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees, right? No, we actually had it the right way. 90, W, move it over. Excellent. Okay. And now we can play and just do a little test. So let's see what happens when it gets perception. It doesn't do anything. Why? Oh, because this. In the pawn, we need to tell it to use our AI controller class. Duh. Okay. Done. Compiled. Play. Now let's see what we're doing. Yes, very good. And then look, it's like fantastic. Perfect. Okay. It still chases us forever, but it's very fast. Let's go ahead and change it. So character movement component. Movement, general settings, braking friction. We have that walk speed. Max walk speed. I think it's walking. We'll deal with this when we do animations, right? So this is going to enable it to do things like have a state like walking. It'll have a walking animation. Running, it'll have a running animation, and etc. Okay, let's see. That's a little bit better. Okay. Excellent. Now, next, so again, apologies, but it wasn't actually that much extra work, and we've got a much better system here than just having that floating pawn movement component. So we're using what the engine has and getting the results that we want, for sure, doing the least amount of work to get there. So all good stuff. So let's save this. Next, just to finish up our chase controller, as I promised, this is too simple. And I think we can do better. And meaning, like I remember dragging off this, and we had something called stop movement. And so this will stop the movement of our AI. But we want to do that when we lose perception. And so the only thing we have, if we look at our AI perception component, I mean, we have this on target perception updated components. So really, we just have this event getting fired, no matter whether it's sight, that we have some sight or we lose sight of the player. This event is what's going to fire. So we need a way to filter that. And to do this is not too bad. It's a little bit of an advanced topic. But what we need to do is we definitely know we have this perception piece here, AI perception. So I'm going to start AI perception. Get actors perception, AI perception. Let's just do that. Okay, good. So this is like a node. The actor in this case is ourselves. Let's see if we're able to compile that. It's our controlled pawn. Get controlled pawn. Let's just try this and see if it will accept it. Okay. Wonderful. I'm going to drag this down here so we have some room. Okay. Retrieves whatever has been sensed about given actor. I already like that. What's been sensed about them. about a given actor. About a given actor. So we don't want to sense ourselves. Wait, we want to sense the first this person here, the player, and then what that sense is, right? And then I think based on that, we're gonna do either move to actor, or we're gonna do like a stop movement. Okay. And I think, so if you see what I'm doing here, I'm kind of working backwards. So this is just how my mind works here. I think I'm gonna say, I see you, I lost ya. I lost ya. Sorry. Maybe next thing I'll get is a keyboard that's not so loud and difficult to type on. That'll be for next time. Okay. So when I see something like data structure, I'll generally drag off this and then just see what I see. So break actor's perception blueprint info, a node that break into its member fields, right? So this break component, think of it like giving you access to this data structure. And in this particular case, I see that there's an array, last sensed stimuli. So let's move these out of the way because we're going to need some more space. Is hostile, target. The last sensed stimuli is what we want, right? Because that's going to have things like site lost or site gained. And so if I drag off of this, I'm actually going to try this again. I'm going to break that. Can we break it? No, we need, because it's an array, we need to get something. So we need to get, in this case, we only have one stimuli in our AI perception, which is sight. So we can just get that first. It's going to be whatever, that data structure. Yeah, that structure is going to be sight. So we're getting that last sense stimuli, which is a structure, and we could have had many different stimuli in here. We could have, many of them in the senses config, right? So you could have like, I don't know, you could have hearing or touch or team sense, which is, I think, AIs communicating with each other and whatnot. I want to remove that. Okay. But we only have sight. So now drag off this and we break that. And we're in a good place. Okay, so we had to kind of do two breaks here. The first break is we had to break this data structure that has all the actors' perception, and then within that there's some perception components like the target or whether it's hostile, and we had to then get a reference to this array of sensed stimuli, and then that one, the first item of that, which we know is going to be our sight, we break that. And now if we expand this, oh, very cool. If we expand this, there's this successfully sensed, right? And the successfully sensed is going to be, oopsies, let's move these away. Successfully sensed is a Boolean. And that's going to be like for sight, that would be true, and lose sight, it would be false. So it's like I'm sensing successfully, I'm not sensing successfully would be lose sight. So the last thing we want to do off this is a branch node. And our condition is whether we're successfully sensing something. And if true, I see you. If false, I lost you. And before we do any moving around, let's just make sure we print out these two messages here. I am so confident in this, I'm going to drag my comments up just because I'm hopeful. Okay, so play this, and it's not going to move, but we should get a message when it senses me. I see you, great, okay, that works. And then if we move out of its range of sight, or that lost sight radius, I lost you. Excellent, super cool. I see you, I lost you, I see you, right, because we have, quickly, we have, I'm going to go to simulate and press 4. We have this as our we have a very thin distance here between when it's seeing something and then when it loses something. So we could change this. In fact, I kind of want to change this in AI perception to be something like 1200, because it just doesn't seem, I don't know. Sometimes in games though, like you want to play test this, right? Because if it's like, oh, logically, like a person's not going to be that stupid to see something and then you move a meter away, it's like, oh, oops, sorry, can't see you anymore. Because a lot of factors play into this, but let's go ahead and just play that. Okay. Oh, it's going to be like impossible to get out of its sight. So, okay. Last time I'm going to do these things. Let's do 1000. Okay. Because we had it kind of working. Okay. That's fine. Plus we can go behind the pillar and we can lose him that way. So we're okay. Okay, so let's hook this up. And if this works, then I think I'm going to call our chase AI chase controller done. And play. And we're going to play it. Oh, why aren't you moving? Maybe I didn't. You did lose me, did you? Oh, okay, that's why. We have no goal. There's no place to go. Okay, should we do this or should we not? I was going to think about just having this be a variable. And let's do that. Let's right click, promote to variable, call this goal actor. Okay, and then we should set that here, and then we'll go ahead and move to this. Ugh, okay, this looks okay, I think. AI perception, goal. This is all kind of your preferences. If you can already tell, mine are, I don't like stuff like that, but we'll deal with it. Okay. So we're setting this goal actor variable, and the reason I'm doing that is so that I can go ahead and get a reference to it here and plug it in, so I don't have this huge line going across the screen. Okay, so now if we play it, it should start chasing us. Yeah, that's great. And then if we lose, if we can get, yeah, that's great. Nice. Now it's a little more fun, right? Oh, it's got a 90-degree. It can't see us, right? The second we get in its field of view here, then it'll see us. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, there's more things like oh, cool. There's more things that we could add, but I actually would. I would say at this point we have a. I mean, we have another version of a playable game here, right? So we could say, at least a little bit, or something we could, have fun with and kind of test. Let's see. This taco calories should be 100. So, I mean, for now we just say you avoid the player, and like, let's see what we do here. Let's grab a bunch of these. I'm not playing this the right way, right? You should basically. Oh, he lost us. Yeah, so see, he's gonna get us. No hope. Maybe actually I can do that. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you can already see a few things I might want to add. Like, I'm gonna grab this last one and I'm gonna slow down to it like super crawl. Okay, that's already kind of boring. Right, so we may want to. There's no way for me to go faster. Well, I kind of feel like if you want to just stop watching now, you can, but I'm gonna get this last one for sure. For sure. No, I'm not. There's no way, because even if I come, I gotta go this way. Nope. Okay. Yeah, pretty fun, right? So that's actually not terrible. The speed is a little slow there, but Overall, it's okay. Okay, so this is the second video that we did on basic AI, very basic AI. What I want to do in the next one is I think I'm going to do two more, and they should be, they can be optional. And they're going to cover more advanced topics. Like I want to cover behavior trees that'll give you a lot more ability to be quite advanced in the way that the AI behaves. And I want to make a couple more controllers for sure. I want to make one that's like a guard controller that will do some pathing that we can set. So it'll path around, and it'll inherit a lot of the functionality that we already created in this chaser one, so we don't have to redo that. And then I think I'm going to make another one that uses behavior trees. It's quite advanced, and maybe we can call that one. And maybe it'll do some random movement or whatever. I don't really know yet, but definitely it'll be an introduction to behavior trees and some of the more advanced AI topics that you may or may not want to get into. So that'll be the next two videos. Thanks.